Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another live watch party. Thank you for coming on in. We're back. I hoped to be back yesterday, but wasn't able to make it quite in time. But we're back right now. Over a long, hectic weekend, but that's okay. Cobra Kai never dies. It's a fun old time. Uh, so took us a while to get back. Channel was gone for a while. But yeah. But I was able to recover everything without too much trouble. You got to, there's these weird ways, like Google makes it kind of hard. It's actually kind of hard because, like, if your channel's compromised, like they have all these things. Oh, what to do if you suspect someone is, on your channel or something. But like the problem is, when someone takes your channel is they obviously like change your login info, change the password. So you can't get in. And if you ever look at Google stuff, like what to do if your channel's been compromised, you read this stuff and it's like step one is like log into your account to check security activity. And it's like, well, you can't log in. How do you feel about Robbie's arc if he ends up getting injured and can't continue? I mean, I don't necessarily know if that would be Robbie's arc, but well, here's the thing: like, even if something like that were to happen, like Robbie doesn't finish out the tournament or finish the next tournament as team captain, it wouldn't necessarily be the end of the show. So he may still have something else coming after that. So I think Robbie's arc will still end strong wherever exactly that is. I don't know. So yeah, that's the biggest problem. Or like in what you're saying is like I don't think that necessarily dampens his arc because we still don't know where his arc ends. I think a lot of people want to see him like win it all. Um and I get that. So I think that's a big problem, and especially because he wasn't so strong in part 2. He beat Kwon. That was good. Uh, you know, for Miyagi-Do to eliminate Cobra Kai, but like, he was like in many ways one of the weaker links of Miyagi-Do, and that was kind of unfortunate. What do you think is Zara's backstory? Do you think that she has been with the Iron Dragons for a while, or is she a new recruit? I don't know if certainly anyone on that team has been with the Iron Dragons for a while. I would say, let's just say the longest has been maybe 2 years. She trained wherever she's from, and then the Iron Dragons looks around at world competitions and recruits who they think are the best fighters and puts them on their team. So she was recruited. Um, same thing with Axel. So like, the Iron Dragons is like, think of it as like a college football team or something, the colleges are going around a country, recruiting, looking at high school players, top prospects, right? And they offer and get the best ones, and that's sort of what the Iron Dragons do as well. And then the top ones are on the team and team captains. but I doubt she's been with them for more than at maximum a couple of years. Do you think Kreese may die in part 3? Um, I think it's definitely possible. I think it's less likely now than I used to think, if that makes sense. I used to think that was a very likely ending for him, but I suspect he may have another ending. Cobra Kai never dies. So still processing the ending of part 2. I hear you. I hear you. You're not alone, man. A lot of people are doing that. Do you think we'll get any final fights between the rivalries like Miguel and Robbie, Daniel and Johnny? Um, if it is, it's in a more of a controlled setting, I think. But I think we got our Miguel and Robbie in part 1, right? We already got that in season 6 for the fight for team captain. So I think that's done. We may get a Daniel Johnny something, a Rocky 3 style. Where are we? We make videos on whether to restart the Sakai Takai. Yeah, I agree with you. JQ, so I do intend to make a video on it, and in fact, that was something that was and is on my kind of agenda of things I want to get out. Maybe I'll even do that next because it's a big topic that a lot of people are talking about. You think we'll see Kumiko again? Do you think we'll see Towel Man again? Towel Man. Big understanding with Chozen. Yeah, I tend to think some sort of misunderstanding as well. We'll see where they go with it. Um, shoot. But sorry. Him and Kim Da-eun. I don't know if him and Kim Da-eun stay together though. Kim seems willing to leave a man behind for her karate, and I get that. Season 5 watch party was re-uploaded. Yeah, so all the videos had been made private, and I had to go back through and remake everything public, which included that. So it may look like stuff was just coming out. Yeah, especially the members stuff, which was there, and that was kind of on accident. So. Kreese will give up his no mercy approach, but Terry Silver remains the same. Maybe. I'm in a John Kreese mood a lot. Yeah. Out of the main teens, who do you think is going to give up karate after high school, or at least not practice as regularly? Probably Dimitri. Maybe Hawk goes to the military. That could be where he ends up. Kind of something I always thought he would end up in anyway. Look at these two. Good resolution. But we'll see. Two questions. Do you think we get in a release date this month? I hope so. I thought we would have had one by now. And do you think we'll have more promos this time? I do think there'll be more promos. I think there'll be more in the lead up to, because it will be the finale. So yes. Bryce Productions, hello. Do you think the tournament will continue into the final episode? No. Kreese's punishment from Master Kim is, well, I don't know, because they technically didn't lose. So they're not returning losers. It just got canceled. But we'll see. Thank you, Adrian. Do you think Kwon might still be alive? No, I do not. Um, no. Ah. Trying to get there. There he is. Very, very dead. Yeah, that's about as dead as you're gonna get, girl. Adrian. Master Kim hits him with a cane, maybe. Hey, Matt, thank you for coming on in. Part of me thinks the Iron Dragons could have been a reborn Alpha Elite, change nothing about Iron Dragons except name and add prior history to Dugan. It could have been, but obviously, as per the story, they needed to not be based in the United States. So that was a big part of it. Welcome back. Thank you. The best Cobra Kai student of all time. Well, Kreese founded Cobra Kai, and Kreese thinks it was Johnny. So that's your answer. Although it's worth noting, Johnny told Miguel, "You could be better than I ever was." So maybe it's Miguel. One more mega training montage. Oh, for sure, for sure. In part 3, Steve Strong. Hey, man. Look at this. Look at this guy who Devin is. He's like, hi. You're being funny. All karate like. Look, what is this? I'm just going to stand here. Kreese is Johnny's best student, but he also favors Tori. Well, I don't think he would favor Tori over Johnny. It's just Tori's his current student. So so that's kind of the situation. How different would the show have been if Axel, Zara, and Kwon came into the show during season 3 and attended West Valley? Do you think they would be friends with the others? I mean, that's a completely different world. But if they're karate, think of it like this: if they're karate fighters and they're in high school, they would probably become friends with the other karate fighters, right? Like, generally people in the different groups hang out together. So yeah. I mean, I would say under those unique circumstances, yeah, they would become friends or acquaintances. Hmm. Hmm. Um, Another Johnny and Daniel argument. There may be a little something before they resolve it all. Well, we get to learn who's Johnny's dad is. I suspect not. I just don't think it's like the most important point. Like I don't think it resolves anything. Um, we got a little bit in what season 4 or 5. And that was kind of it. That was enough. Season 4. When can we expect a trailer? I guess a few weeks before it drops, but we don't have a release date or anything. But maybe January if it comes out February. Do you think we get one more brawl? I think we get something. Yeah. I don't know if is it a full brawl? Maybe. Well, probably not a big brawl like what we had. So I'm going to say not a big brawl, like out of control fight, but there could be some street fights, like as in, fights in non-tournament, but also tournament, but not just a massive brawl of, dozens of people fighting. I don't think we're getting that. Do you think we'll get an early drop? Nothing seems to indicate that at the moment. Find out why Johnny was banned at Applebee's. I think not. Not every mystery needs an answer. Would you say that Robbie's arc is similar to Hawk's arc in season 4? A little bit. Kind of coming out strong, but then had some hiccups, and fell down. So the way Hawk got his hair chopped off, Robbie collapsed because Tori left him. But then managed to sort of come back. That's a little bit of it, yeah. I predict we'll have more karate fights in the last 5 episodes. Matt, you are quite the predictor, man. Oh, man. You're really going out on a limb on that one. Still want to know about Applebee's? Well, you don't get answers to everything. And part of the humor behind it is you don't know the context. You don't know. So you let your imagination run it up. That's kind of the fun of it. That's a lot of the fun of it. So you can imagine what you want. What do you think Silver's role will be in the third batch now that he's back in the mix? I think he still wants to humiliate Miyagi-Do. He still wants his revenge. So he's going to find that. He's going to get it. And I guess he's got the yacht. So then he takes a cruise on his yacht. Maybe with Kreese. So they'll take a cruise together. That's what Hayden said. Hayden's like, they take a cruise together. So there you go. Why do you think Sam has feelings for Miguel and not Robbie? In season 5, when she breaks up with Miguel, Robbie joins Miyagi-Do. But him and Sam stay friends and don't date. Why does she have Sam's feelings for? I guess Miguel was her main love interest and Robbie was her rebound. I don't know what else to say, man. Um, the whole season 5 breakup was kind of dumb. It didn't make any sense, but yeah. I guess the show views her as Miguel's girl. Kreese is moving hella stupid this season. He's planning to kill Silver in broad daylight, if not for Kim Daeun. Yeah, his quest for no mercy sometimes leads him to making poor decisions, non-strategic. There's truth to that. Yeah, you're right, Agni Kai. How do you think Kwon's death will affect Silver and Kreese? Kreese must feel responsible since it was his knife. He treated the kids like soldiers too. Will Kreese become good? I think Kreese will feel a little bit of responsibility. It's a good question. Or it's a good point. Um, you even see it there at the end of episode 10. So, I mean, Kreese may even blame Terry Silver because he's like, I had all this for you, and then he got a hold of it. So it's your fault. I mean, which may seem weird, but like that's like a way of thinking of some people. So he may even blame Terry Silver and think the way to avenge Kwon's death is to take out Terry Silver even more. So we'll see how that goes. Even though Hawk won the All Valley in season 4, I feel Robbie is better than Hawk. Many people think that. Certainly, it seems like Robbie could have beaten Hawk even in season 4, but he got distracted because of Kenny. Sensei Kim versus Kumiko need to mud wrestle. Matt, see, for those who don't know, Matt has been predicting this for a while. The mud wrestling. So yeah, Sensei Kim and Kumiko are fighting for Chozen's love and whatever else Chozen has. More Miyagi backstory. Well, yes, we're definitely going to get some. That's for sure. We'll get some Miyagi backstory. But ultimately, a lot of it is a setup for. A lot of it is a setup for maybe a Miyagi spinoff. So that's where it's going. Sensei Wolf versus Chozen, who wins? I think Chozen can beat him. I mean, Sensei Wolf, I've been saying Diet Coke Johnny. He's just a lesser version of Johnny. So he's not that impressive. He looks a little impressive, but he's not super impressive, So I would take Chozen over Sensei Wolf. Do you expect stronger marketings for yeah, I do think there will be a series finale push. So yes, complete with new interviews and trailers and a lot more promo. By season 5, Robbie was all into Tori. Yes, he was into Tori at the end of the prom episode in season 4 as well. Johnny and Kreese are going to redeem Cobra Kai. Most definitely take down Silver, which is their common enemy. That's a good way to look at it. I like that idea. It would be a turn for Johnny, but we'll see where it goes. Sad we don't get Kim versus Julie Pierce. Seems excited to share scenes with Hillary. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Maybe we still do. Maybe we still do. Axel and Sam are going to walk the street. Then Miguel appears behind them, which will lead to a fight between him and Axel. Miguel and Axel? Oof. We'll see. We'll see. Do you think we'll get more of Kim in part 3, her and Chozen together? No. Or, well, not of the two together. I mean, we'll definitely get some more Sensei Kim. She's not done yet. But I don't think their relationship is one to last. Fight to the Death needs to include the song Glory of Love. Well, it feels like that, but I don't think they're bringing Glory of Love back. Glory of Love, is sort of the Daniel Kumiko song. So I don't think they're bringing it back. They kind of said that before after season 2. And the second episode, when Kreese told Daniel it's only a tournament, Danny boy, I knew it was Silver who set up Daniel. Silver always calls him Danny boy. Nice subtle hint from the writers. Interesting. Could be. Watch party smells like wet farts and hot dog juice and sweat, and he needs to trying to ban me because I will always come back. Thomas confirmed his character's fate in part 3. Yeah, so I got a comment on that. I need to look it up. Oh, God. I'll just be annoying. You think Dennis will appear in part 3? I think, yeah, because we know we'll have Silver. So with Silver, we need, he'll have his henchmen here. I feel like Miyagi-Do needs to do better. Seems to do better in brawls than in fighting. Well, they're good at defense. There was an article insinuating Silver's death in the show, like, don't put my panties in a twist. Well, someone's going to put your panties in a twist. So it was bound to happen. It was great seeing Chozen and Kim Da-eun having romantic scenes in part 2. Now it's time for him to get with Kumiko. Yeah, DJ, I think that's basically how it's going to work. Hope Watch Party is wrong about bringing back Glory of Love. Well, it's okay, but people making bets on Watch Party being wrong usually go broke. So we'll see. We'll see. At some point, Axel lets go of Sam and it ends with Sam kissing him on the cheek. Maybe. But I don't know why she would do that. But okay. I just say Miyagi-Do and Cobra Kai would join forces, bring down bigger threat. And we see the bigger threat is the Iron Dragons. Yeah. Terry Silver's Iron Dragons. Oh, you know something I was just thinking about like last night? I was doing this. So if you remember, like the boys lost a hotel room. So instead of 2 to a room, they had 4 to a room. And they each had to share beds. But then Kenny shows up. Where's Kenny sleeping? Is he sleeping with the other 4 guys? Are they now 5 to a room? Because it's like here he is, but like where is this? I don't know. Watch party. Your thoughts on part 2? Uh, really intense. A lot going on. Great returns. Terry Silver. Epic karate battles. Disappointed in our main fighters. I thought, some of them could have done better. I feel like I feel like Robbie is better than how he performed, even if he managed to beat Kwon. Give me a couple of death scenes. So it's not going to be a bolt from the blue. Yeah, somebody's probably not making it. There would need to be another room for Chozen as he was sleeping on the floor. Maybe Kenny bunks with him. Maybe. I don't know. I feel like this scene is supposed to be like Kenny arriving there. It's actually kind of weird because Sam has a karate gi. Sam's carrying a karate gi. Is that her gi? Like, I don't even know. Like, or is it his gi? Like, that's his bag. He's like unpacking or something. But like, where is he? I don't know. I don't know what room that is. Do you think Tori lost focus on why she's there in her conversation with Kim? She's there for her mother and her brother. I would say that's partially possible that she lost focus. She's there for herself too. She feels like with her past, only a win, really puts her on the right path. So it's possible Kim threw her off a little. The Dimitri regression is wild. It's probably my least favorite part. Until like one scene. Yeah, that's the problem. Like, he has like one scene, one good moment, but it doesn't kind of overdo everything that led to it. We may get the best round. I think we will. Like how Sam was understanding Tori's situation this season. She didn't blame her at all. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's a definitely a interesting moment. In that, like, you can see how far these characters have come now. So that's what it is. Yeah, Robbie was a better leader in season 4. I would actually agree with that. He led Cobra Kai in season 4 quite well, and frankly, he could have won that. Yeah, it is kind of weird, but that's what happens, unfortunately. Get hacked. Miyagi-Do, 26 points behind the bottom. I wonder how Miyagi's match ended in death. We don't know. Hayden did say he would shed light. Like, that's something we may learn in the Miyagi spinoff. So, answers to come. Miguel, without Daniel's knowledge, goes to the girls' room, shares a bed with Sam. And what does Devin think of that? Devin's like, I guess this is college. Kenny Devin parallel Robbie Tori in many ways. Well, maybe some. Yeah, they'll definitely be at LaRusso Auto, Lewoods. I mean, I think I saw something of them at LaRusso Auto as well, but that's not like a surprising revelation. Do you think Netflix changes the release date for part 3? We have seen nothing of the sort, so there's no reason to think that. I don't know what they're thinking. Um, fuck. But there's there's no indication it's moving earlier. It was originally it was originally um what, February 13th, and then somehow it got changed. That got changed like to just coming next year, coming soon. It's That's definitely odd. I can't say I understand why. I don't know anything about it. Like all, but we'll see. I mean, I just don't know. The actor who plays Kwon said he fought Axel. He didn't land hits on him, but they decided to end most of their fight. And also, Hawk in Spanish Hawk fighting was removed too. That's a shame. Did you feel Kwon was a parallel character to Robbie? Both underdogs in their dojo, both seem to have second place trauma, both want to prove themselves. Well, Kwon was a little bit different. I don't know if he had second place trauma. He was like a hothead, undisciplined, right? So like he was second in the dojo because of his like lack of discipline. Um, so like that's the deal with Kwon. Um, so I mean, they both moved up like that, but they got there in different ways. I don't think they're completely parallel. Yeah, Kwon is a ghost. That's true. What do you think of Atlanta in general, and do you think it's a great idea to film there? I've really never been to Atlanta. I was at the airport once, spent the night actually, but I mean, like I don't know anything about Atlanta itself. Um, I guess it's decent enough to film there. They've encouraged it. The state of Georgia. Netflix may be recording there less. I think Netflix was building their own studios and stuff. Do you think Tori dated other guys before Miguel? Yes. What do you think? What about Robbie? Do you think he dated other girls before Sam? Yes. Just maybe nothing serious. Do you think the Axel Robbie fight start over picks up where it left off? No. Everyone talks about Robbie getting struck, but nobody believes Hawk would have beat Miguel had he not dropped out. Yeah, it was definitely a series of events that led to Hawk winning. Robin Oz here. Thank you for coming on in. I think Kenny will have a role in Terry Silver Redemption in part 3. He mirrors his relationship with Daniel from the movies and Silver shares many moments of vulnerability and openness with Kenny. Um, I don't know if Terry Silver gets redeemed in part 3. That's something I'm not so sure about. So Kenny may still have a role with Terry Silver. Sure, I get that. But I don't know if it's about a redemption for Terry Silver. Kwon's closer to this generation. A little bit, yeah. A little bit. He was described as being kind of like Chozen. Do you think that Robbie versus Kwon was meaningless when Cobra Kai wasn't eliminated after all? Well, it still helped advance Miyagi-Do. Otherwise, Miyagi-Do got eliminated. Although, I guess theoretically, had Miyagi-Do been eliminated, after the disqualification, Miyagi-Do would have been the one to get back in, right? So there you go. Crazy. I still think it had an impact because Robbie did beat him. So the entire industry filming, no, they film everywhere, but there's a lot of production studios in Atlanta these days. They use Atlanta. Not everyone films in Atlanta, but many do. Do you think we'll get a scene with Gunther in the All Valley Committee? Yes, I do. Yes, this one will be a fun one. What happened with your YouTube account? Basically, I compromised and I got locked out of it, and I had to go through a series. Someone even was going in and then trying to like steal Bitcoin with the shit. Very bad. It's like the first time he's seen a girl. Well, I mean, maybe, but I always thought Robbie had some street smarts. Maybe he'd been with a girl or something. I'm excited for part 3 and a hype for the final season. Couldn't find it. Yeah. Couldn't find your channel. Yeah. So it got hacked. They tried to run these Bitcoin scams, which immediately got it suspended. And then I had to regain control of the account and then get the channel back. Hoping the 3-year gap between the end of Cobra Kai and Karate Kid is to give time for a Cobra Kai spinoff to take place. We already have a Cobra Kai spinoff. We're watching it. Terry Silver needs a redemption or resolution with Daniel. I think Daniel got his resolution. He beat Terry Silver. Why do you think Zapka's career never really took off after Karate Kid? He was typecast as the 80s Bullies. Yeah, I mean, he was in plenty of films. Leonardo DiCaprio. Well, I mean, just because some actors manage to avoid typecasting. Sorry. Just because some actors manage to avoid typecasting doesn't mean everyone does. And sometimes it's just hard to break out of that. But he had a career and he did stuff and worked as a director on some things. So not every career is defined as super big a megastar Leonardo DiCaprio. Some people are working actors and such. Same with Ralph. Yeah, Silver's story not ending good. I agree. Watch Party's going to dress as Santa's little elves for Christmas. Well, no, not little elves. With me, you can't call it a little elf. Kim Sun Young will unleash hell on Kim, tapping into both their redemptions. Yeah. Glad it worked out for you. Yes, it's kind of, I feel like, a little harder than it should be. But it's true. Not redemption for Silver, but more of Silver undoing all the wrong he's caused to Daniel, Mike, Johnny, having Silver understood philosophies in the way. No. Silver's too much like the big bad. Like I said, they refer to him as the big bad. So um that's what's going on with Silver. He's like the big bad. That means he's gotta lose. Thought you blocked me? No. You can't actually block people on YouTube. The most you can do is stop them from like commenting. Netflix really effed this season over, to be honest. They're the reason why all part 2 and a good part of part 3 leaked. Well, the leaks are unfortunate. I don't know how much of part 3 leaked, but yeah, there's some. I think it was coming from Brazil. Do you think we see Double and Thunder and Tire Strike in part 3? Double and Thunder and maybe, because it looks like the Sekai Taikai is back or ongoing or something. So yeah, I feel Robbie could beat Axel when he went to defense. Axel wasn't able to attack. Yeah, I think Robbie can beat him. It's just going to be hard. Ending was disappointed. It didn't feel like any direction in the finale because I feel like some characters were a bit wishy-washy. Well, I mean, some characters are having their moments, their come to moments or something. So that would be wishy washy, like they're changing or going through something different. There you go. Chozen on the scooter. But we'll have to see because remember, it's not the very end. So you got to get to the last 5 episodes. Terry's story should have ended. It killed the moment. This is one situation. Well, I think it can maybe wreck kill a little bit of Daniel's moment. His victory over Silver. But I think like it just made sense because Silver was never going to be gone for long. The case against him, with Stingray and then trying to get Bert to testify or something, that was never going to be very strong. So it always seemed like he was going to come back. Because in the end, one crane kick wasn't enough to defeat Silver. The reason I said that is because Sam feels sorry for him, and if Axel can't be with her, at least he got a kiss goodbye. See it happening in TV shows all the time. Well, yeah, I guess it could happen. I don't know how much it happens in real life, but it could happen. Are we getting a prom episode again? Probably not. But we may get some sort of party. Maybe a wedding party. I haven't seen all the part 3 leaks. I've maybe seen a little, but not all of them. Are you gonna do Stranger Things videos? Yeah, I would like to, and hopefully we can get some traction with that. I think some of the Stranger Things videos were pretty good. I would like to keep going. I want to do maybe Squid Game even next month. So we'll see how that goes next month. God, shit, this month. We're in December already, people. God, I'm sorry. I'm like, I'm forgetting where we are. Silver story ended in 5. He shouldn't have been brought back. Yeah, I guess some people feel like that, but like, I don't know. It depends on who the big bad is, and I guess it's Silver. How angry will Kim Sun Young be with Kim Da-eun and Kreese in regards to what happened with Kim? I don't know yet because like they didn't lose the tournament. They're not coming back losers. If they came back losers, that would be something. But they didn't lose the tournament. So um I think that's part of it. So I will have to see. Maybe it's after the new tournament. Are you worried they don't have enough time? No, because they can write it in a way that it wraps it up. And as Hayden said, they're already, you know, finishing, wrapping some things up. Like the Anthony Kenny stuff is pretty much done with now. Do you think Kwon would have fought Robbie in the finals again, or is it pretty much confirmed he's beneath Axel and Robbie, even if he would have been beaten? I guess we see who gets to the finals. I like the idea of Kwon fighting Robbie again. A few leaked behind the scenes photos kind of ruined the story. What else is new, man? What else is new? Do you think we'll have an event for the All Valley? I don't think we're going to have an All Valley. So is Axel fight more or less confirmed that Robbie being in Cobra Kai and learning offense, that he is still much better at defense and more of a Miyagi-Do than a Cobra? Yeah, I think Robbie was always a Miyagi-Do. But he was good in Cobra Kai, that's for sure. Someone has to take Kwon's place in Cobra Kai. The winner of Robbie versus Axel is supposed to fight Kwon, but who takes his place? We'll see. We'll see. I think the tournament would be canceled. Snake Earth likes Dublin Thunder, Tiger Strike, and Furia de Pantera, along with the Iron Dragons. Kind of agree. How much PTSD do you think Kreese and Silver will go through after experiencing Kwon's death? Um, I don't know if it's straight PTSD. I don't know if that's the right word. It's not like the war or something. I don't think this is reminding them of the war. But I do think Kreese for sure will be angry about it because he viewed Kwon as his champion, right? I mean, he had Tori, but he had Kwon too. And he made Kwon into the champion. Keeman Bell. I mean, if anyone's seen me like Terry Silver in the hot tub, it's not a little elf. For fans of this season soundtrack virtuoso guitar, Tim Henson did a live cover. Okay, so look up Tim Henson for the live cover of Furia de Pantera on YouTube. Were you satisfied with the way they introduced the new young characters, spreading them in different dojos and not making them part of Sensei Kim's? Yeah, I mean there were some nice characters. Oh boy, look at Dimitri getting himself in trouble. We don't know what's happening with Silver. I have theories, so go ahead and watch my videos. Worst episode was season. Well, yeah, and I said that in regards to part 2. I felt like it didn't have any of the lows that part 1 had, but I don't think it quite hit the highs that part 1 hit either. It's kind of interesting in the middle. Yeah, there's a lot of part 3 leaks. It's unfortunate. When do you think the final maybe January, we'll see. Watch party. Do you think Kreese and Silver will have a rematch fight in part 3? Because their fight in part 2 was too short. Yes. They're after each other, and that was short. No good. It needs to be darker, Roundtable says. The end going to be everyone coming together to take Axel and Silver down. Oof. Not Sensei Wolf? What about Sensei Wolf? Bobby will be the Justice of Peace. He may be. Good way to bring him back. I mean, he wouldn't be the Justice of Peace. I mean, he's a pastor, priest, whatever. Do you think we'll see Silver's slimy attorney in part 3? I would like it, but probably not. What's your favorite and least favorite things about part 2? Some of the fights, top tier fights, were good. Least favorite is I felt like frustrated with our characters because I wanted them to fight better, essentially. I feel like we've been watching them become better and better fighters over 6 years, and now, they're messing up and, kind of making these mistakes you thought they were past. Ezra Cole. Well, Squid Game comes out December 26th, so probably Netflix pushing anything would be pushing that. I don't know if they're going to advertise on NFL games, although I guess they have in the past. There's always real leaks and fake leaks. That is kind of true. Everyone hates Zara. Everyone hates Zara, but most guys would do exactly what Robbie did. You think Miguel and Tori have at least a proper interaction like how Sam and Robbie do? Or they aren't proper friends in the relationship? Yeah, it would be nice. It's just hard to fit everything in. I mean, I think they have a solid relationship. It's just not really shown on screen. Nobody wants to see you in a hot tub. Bro, that is so far from the freaking truth. Yeah. I mean, that's just unfortunately not the way it is. It sounds physically impossible to be as sexy and badass karate and fit. People are dumb for believing Hawk will die. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. Miguel and Axel score? Like they hook up with each other? Like score. I scored last night, man. You do not like this scene at all, yeah. Most of the leaks from part 2 turned out to be true. Yeah, someone said it was coming from a Brazilian account, and Brazil has been ground zero for leaks regarding Netflix. It's just been unfortunate that the Brazilians just leak everything. And there's some Brazilians, and I don't like saying that, but it's kind of true. Are we going to find out if Chozen is rich since his uncle is rich? He might have gave his money to Chozen. Yeah, I do think Chozen is rich, and he has a very successful karate dojo in Okinawa. So obviously he's not wanting for cash. Johnny and Daniel bickering is a gag at this moment. Kids arguing in a locker 7 was cliche sports moment. Love the locker room moment in 9. Who are we, Miyagi-Do? Yeah. Hmm. Um, it's impossible. You meant to say undisciplined. It's possible to be good at karate, sexy as hell, as Kwon if you are not disciplined. Kwon, I would call more rebellious than undisciplined. Okay, makes sense. Yeah. If Zara dies in part 3, I don't think Zara's going to die. Although maybe someone will nuke her TikTok account. Chozen versus Sensei Wolf. Yeah, Chozen wins. Johnny beats Wolf. Chozen beats Wolf. Daniel beats Wolf. Wolf is Diet Coke, man. It's just not it. It's just not it. The actress plays Zara as a legit world champion. Yeah. You think Sam was harsh to Devin in the locker room? Maybe, but Sam was a little annoying. Sam annoyed me a lot during some of those scenes. A few sad deaths. Ah, you're just looking at the cast with a loaded gun and being like, who could I kill off? Who could I kill? Look at that face. It's like he's never been with a woman. Look at look at that face. It looks she's just like, what did just happen? Cobra Kai. Ooh. She's got sand in her hair. I think what they did in part 2, probably the best out of any Karate Kid movie or past comics, was getting me to root for all the team. True. True. Do you think Robbie will get sponsorships if he still loses the axle? Maybe. Johnny's going to stop Wolf from abusing. He's not even abusing. I mean, he's just training with him, and Wolf gets some hits. Get some hits in. He needs to block better. Do you think we can get an Iron Dragon spinoff? I do not. I don't think they're that interesting. Like at least that. Robbie gets badly injured against Axel. Maybe. Even though Dimitri was annoying, don't you think the whole MIT thing became, especially the way Hawk told him to shut up about it? Like Hawk made it worse. I'm not sure what you're asking, but really, they're at a karate tournament. Dimitri shouldn't even be talking about MIT. It's not the time or the place, Doesn't matter there. It doesn't change the tournament. He needs to be focusing on what's important. Axel turns against Wolf at the end. Yeah, he could. Mr. Right funny in the other comment. Oh. Became funny. Okay. Yeah, the MIT thing became funny. Well, I don't know if it became funny, but it was better when Hawk told him to shut up about it. Watch party. I wish we got at least 2 heavy ones scenes with Robbie and Johnny and Robbie and Daniel. Part 2 kind of missed the mark there. I don't know. It wasn't time for that. We got instead a Robbie Miguel scene. You got a Robbie Miguel, and I think maybe that's what we needed. Yeah, Daniel not having a good time. Realized Miyagi killed someone in the Sakataka. Yeah. Do you think LaRusso Auto sponsored the Sakataka? They may. Yeah. Yeah, Robbie took out Cobra Kai's soul. I mentioned that in my video. That's why Robbie's performance is kind of disappointing. Hope Silver croaks. No. Come on. The feet. Oof. I like that he knows they don't cut the feed. Like if you think about it, if you're just standing there, final episode's coming soon. See, that's what's weird. Like if he's just standing there, how do they know if they cut the feed or not? But like he knows. Oof. Any death predictions? Maybe Terry Silver. Silver's plot in part 3 will be explosive. Oof. Did Hayden say that specifically? I missed that. You think Tori's final scene is with Sam, as Peyton said? She shared her final scene with Mary in an interview back in September. If Peyton said that, then yes. I didn't see that interview, but sure. Do you think we'll see Robbie 2 buddies again? You know, it would be fun if they come back, but you know, not everyone can make it. So, you know, they may be gone. A time jump in a brand new Sakataka. Yeah, I think that. I think that's very likely. Do you believe that Hawk could really die? The tombstone leak? Yeah, I didn't see this leak. So now you're sharing leaks. You guys got to be careful with leaks. But no. Back inside the dojo, they show some new faces in the Iron Dragon, including what looks to be a female sensei. Iron Dragons had a female sensei all along. She was there, just kind of in the background, though. In fact, I even saw someone with the woman. I saw her on Instagram. Was Peyton sick in episode 1 of season 6? Yes, I have heard that. That Peyton was actually really sick while they were filming some of that at golf and stuff and whatever. Kwon's death could have been prevented if Kreese kept his ski. Well, yeah, Kreese putting it in the back of his like belt is kind of weird. You know, whatever. The timeline of the Sekai Taikai is unknown. It's not really a big deal. Rumors are Johnny and Miguel take back Cobra Kai and all Miyagi-Do and then defeat Iron Dragons. Do you think it's ridiculous or can it make sense? Sure, that can make sense. Tiger Strike female is Britt Baker. Yeah, the sensei. Right. Hmm. Hey, Cobra Kai Wisdom. Why, thank you, Cobra Kai Wisdom. Very wise man here today. Hmm. Just relishing some time before a little bit of no mercy. Because remember, no mercy isn't just a motto, it's a way of life. Kwon was justified for snapping. Axel, the giant sneak, attacked him with a knee to the spine because he was simping for Sam. Could have crippled Kwon. I don't think Kwon was simping for Sam. Or are you saying Axel was simping for Sam? Because Kwon had nothing with Sam. So, um, interesting take, but I do think Kwon led to his own death. Oof. Or Yoon. Yoon. Cobra Kai Wisdom has a meme of Yoon landing a hit on Axel. Although it's worth noting, Yoon isn't the only one who landed a hit on Axel. Apparently, Sensei Wolf has landed many hits on Axel. So, forgot Sensei Wolf. What if Kwon actually liked Tori? Well, he's not going to get very far, but I don't think he really did. I wouldn't call cast interview. Yeah, interviews are not leaks. Um, Sometimes they may say something a little bit maybe that they shouldn't. But I don't think it's that big a deal. Yeah, I'm not worried about things people say in interviews. If they say it in an interview, it's fair game. But I'm talking about some of these accounts, TikTok or wherever, that are just blowing shit out there, like accurate stuff, and that's kind of like a little not cool. Do you watch Naruto? People have mentioned Naruto. I haven't seen it. What are your thoughts on the Miyagi spinoff? I'm looking forward to it. I think there's a lot there. Axel and Sam were cute together for 5 minutes. Hope they end up together in the end. Oh, Robina, you're such like a romantic. Like, come on, Sam, dump that Miguel you've been with all that time. Go with Axel. He's tall and dreamy. Such a romantic. Do you think Julie Pierce will make an appearance? Yeah, I do. Ryuga, you clickbait all your videos. Clickbait. Can I bring it up on this chat from stuff from those interviews? Yes, bring up whatever you want. If you can specify which interview it was in, that helps a lot. Because sometimes I want to like go look something up. I will say, well, let me look at the interview. I know sometimes you watch a bunch of interviews or something and you don't remember, but if you do remember, that helps a lot. Like when and with whom. Ralph Macchio mentioning interview before part two started. Kwon's story would end on part 10, on episode 10, part 2. I don't, yeah, I think I saw that, but I'm not sure how. I don't think he worded it exactly like that. Tig confirms he has cancer. Yeah, I got a comment on that. Hollywood Reporter. Um, I haven't looked for it. Um, well, let's see. Hold on. Ah, shit. Hold on. Sorry. All right. Let's look here. Silver made a key return. This story contains spoilers for part 2. Cobra Kai season 6 ended part 1 of its 3-part finale in July. One major character was missing. The villain, who many fans saw as a major component of the story. Character mega rich martial artist expert Terry Silver, played by Thomas Ian Griffith. Viewers had last seen Silver in season 5, challenging Daniel LaRusso for the soul of the Cobra Kai school and its students in an intense one-on-one battle. Things weren't looking too good for LaRusso until he decided to pull out the tried and true crane kick to end the battle and save the day. Silver was vanquished in shame and defeat. In fairness, Daniel was dominating that fight. I don't agree with this line, but they're being dramatic. Let's move on. Viewers later learned in the beginning of part 2, the 6th and final season of the hit Netflix saga, both villains, Silver and Kreese, were allegedly tucked away in separate prisons, but the information in a local newspaper turned out to be untrue for both. In a flashback scene in episode 9 of season 6, viewers saw that Silver managed to use his wealth for a get out of jail free card and traveled to Bangkok to recruit Sensei Wolf's Iron Dragons to become a sponsored team for the Sekai Taikai. Wolf's style of fighting lends no credence to official rules. Um, let's see, the official rules, and he doesn't mind if his students severely hurt their opponents. He also demands it. Silver, who is also dying, he wants vengeance on LaRusso and Johnny Lawrence, newly combined Miyagi-Do dojo, which has made it to the tournament. For Silver, there would be no peace until the new school and resurgence Cobra Kai headed by his once friend announced to get some payback. Hollywood Reporter caught up with Griffith. How Silver became an agent of chaos and confusion in part 2, which part 3 would conclude in 2025. Terry Silver always seems to have elaborate plans when plotting revenge against LaRusso and Kreese. Did you always know Silver was coming back with the Iron Dragons? Well, it's funny. When they first broached me, it sort of sounded like a 2-season arc in 4 and 5. And then by the end, Terry had played himself out, which many of you in this chat have said. Where are we at? I thought, oh, that's a decent ending. And then they said, we're wrapping up in season 6 and Terry's got to be a part of that. And I understand, because I think story-wise, he's the villain that impacts our lead characters the most. He also has that propulsive energy to bring it home. Without him, I think it would have been a mistake. I'm glad they brought him back for the end. What does Terry Silver hate the most? Kreese or LaRusso? They're different. I don't like the word hate, but I think there was always an antipathy to Daniel because of what he believed was his opposite of what Terry Silver, did. And having been a student, how you see someone, how you first meet someone, sometimes you carry that image of them for the rest of your life. And I think Terry has probably misjudged him. By the end, I think he realizes Daniel is a worthy adversary, and there's something he has to respect about that. As far as Kreese, when you have such a history with someone, deep history, and he's been loyal to Kreese, I think that betrayal cuts deep. So that betrayal is a whole different thing. And also, Terry has committed his life to a certain philosophy, a way of life. And that all stemmed from the teachings of Kreese. And then for Kreese to go a different path and have these weaknesses, that's just not acceptable to Terry Silver. I think he's lost that type of respect for Kreese. Then he's trying to kill me in the epic brawl. And it's like, well, you've lost all moral ethics and code. Terry's not trying to kill him until you know what happens. And then the gloves are really off. T-Flex Champ is here. Hey, man. Thank you for coming on in. We're just reading about Terry Silver here. Silver has always been the agent of confusion, but kidnapping LaRusso and making him think it was Kreese. I think there's such a great manipulative quality about Terry, and it comes from a point of going, what can I do? And I hope it doesn't come across as just mustache twirling, because he goes to the human element. He taps into the loss or a pain of bringing Daniel into what Miyagi-Do is really about, which he should know. So using that type of thing, I think where there is an intelligence and a worldliness about Terry that makes him a little different, but then makes him also unpredictable. It's always watchable. Let's talk about Silver's team, the Iron Dragons, including real life Taekwondo champion Reina Vallandigham and the British American actor Louis Tan as Sensei Wolf. To hire that team, how can I get back into the world after losing all respect? Well, he still has his money, so he can buy the best team. And he relates to the Iron Dragons team because of their philosophy. They have the thing closest to what he believes Cobra Kai should be. So he can use them to get back into this world and to win what he believes would be honorably. He can't have it. And I think the stakes are that much higher because now he knows he's dying. He's self-medicating, so he's really nothing. He really has nothing to lose. So there's the quote. He can't have it. And I think the stakes are that much higher because now he knows he's dying. He's self-medicating. So he really has nothing to lose. We're watching an unmoored Terry Silver. That's also important. So that's why his relationships are a desperation to bring that team on, to have that team defeat Kreese, to defeat Miyagi-Do. And I think in the long run, that's part of his downfall because he just lost his way and got caught up in all the madness. But do we see some of the glimpses of Terry Silver that we loved in the 80s so we can go back to some of that, which is fun? I know you are one, but were there a lot of real martial artists in those incredible fight scenes in the Sakai Dakai, especially the big part 2 finale? I've been martial arts my whole life. I think the actors on the show, because I don't know if any of them had true martial art background, but the stunt team worked with them and they got so much better. Whether they're using their athletic skills, the dance skills, or whatever it was, it really sells. But in season 6, now we bring on true martial artists, and it was just such a joy to be around. I mean, every generation, first of all, the young kids they brought up are just phenomenal. Just to be part of that and go, I'm going to up my game. These stunt people I got to work with that doubled for Zapka or Kreese. These guys were world-class martial artists. So when I'm across from them, it's like, oh man, I can't be left out. I really can't let it. I can really let it out. Then once you're in fight mode, it's really fun because I still crave that even at my age. I think the structure of the show is almost where every season you have the big tournament, and the tournament gets bigger and then gets bigger, probably bigger again. And so these guys knowing this is the finale, you're saying, I'm going to put the biggest tournament fight sequence you can imagine within a time frame of one episode. It's pretty incredible how they pulled it off, but they just had phenomenal martial arts. If you look in the background, you will see people doing great stuff. It can get a little tiresome, but then when you may be getting a little bored, you get into some heartfelt thing with one of the characters you're involved with. So that's how you sustain it. That's where the interesting thing is. You build through this incredible episode and then, holy shit, a kid's dead. What's the impact on that? A line has been crossed and it's really devastating. So now I'm going, oh, I want to watch the next 5. I want to see what's happening. If Terry is unmoored before, what is he going to do now? Will Terry Silver be a part of the final 5 episodes? They brought me back to give that Terry Silver energy and the purposiveness. But the big picture is that this is the end of it. And just to have been part of something that has been this phenomenal. I took a vacation to Greece with my wife, 10 days between doing Cobra Kai and Virgin River. They're the writers on that show. And I hadn't assimilated the impact of how popular the show was. You go to all these little islands in Greece and everyone's a Cobra Kai fan. You realize you brought joy to these people and escapism. I've had martial artists coming up to me saying, I watched you when I was 9 years old and I got into kickboxing and boxing because of you. And here they are adults. And you go, wow, that's such a positive thing. So what an honor to be a part of that. So I think in the end, the big picture with the ending now is it's just been, like I said, an honor and just a joy. There you go. Is he actually dying? Well, he said he was. So where's so he's talking about the Iron Dragons and get back into what he believes would be what the philosophy he believes, and he says he can't have it. And I think the stakes are that much higher because now he knows he's dying. He's self-medicating, so he really has nothing to lose. This is Thomas Ian Griffith, who plays Terry Silver, in an interview. So that's Thomas Ian Griffith saying that. Yeah. Maybe I'll get a video on this next. Because I did a video suspecting it last week. But I'm going to do that next. Should have ended the show at season 5. Yeah. Do you think the Shaolin Sunset is the move that Mr. Miyagi used to kill the guy? Why is there a sunset patch? Why is it bad? I don't know what move Miyagi used or something. We don't have those details. And I don't suspect it's connected to the patch. Remember, the patch was originally made by Miyagi's wife. So that would have been years earlier. Miyagi just kept it all those years. Gotta run. Yeah, we'll do another minute or two here, guys. And then close out. So any other questions? So yeah, Thomas Ian Griffith confirms Terry Silver is dying. So that's the important thing here. There you go. He's not afraid. Not afraid. They always plan. That is correct. They did always plan for a season 6. Sort of like the Sekai Tekai. You finished the valley, now you got to take on the world. Axel is badass. That was you saying? Yeah. Silver's death confirmed for part 3. Kreese's death not yet confirmed. I don't know. You say we know it's coming, but I'm not convinced on that. So There we go. Good old silver. Fans were happy. All right, guys. I think I'm going to take off. Thank you, everyone, for coming on in. Try to get some videos out. Channels back. We'll keep going strong. Keep going strong. He's insecure. Yeah, Axel is for sure. I'm not sure what you're referring to, Daniel, about Hawk. But oh, that's fine, dude. I know it was kind of unscheduled. That's why I sent you the message, but that's okay. All right, guys. We'll calm down. Videos coming soon. A lot of good stuff coming. So have a great day. See you at the next watch party.